This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal. Today is Sunday, November 16th, 2025. The title of this rant is, Does anyone really want to support and absolve a pedophile? So I'm saying this, hey, to my sisters and brothers on the conservative side, to the sisters and brothers on the MAGA side. Is that what we really want to be doing in 2025? Let's just take a quick look at what this administration and what Trump has done basically to try and not release the full Epstein files and let the chips fall where they may. Because, hey, if you got nothing to hide, then let it all go. But let's just remember back, number one, Pam Bondi said the files were on her desk. Then she said there's nothing here. She basically also said that there's nothing that they've seen that shows that any other people were involved. Now she's going after other people who are Democrats at the direction of Trump, which again shouldn't be really happening. But hey, this administration just does what they want to do. Also, let's say back in April, they said, here's the Epstein files. Let's bring all the social media personalities that have their TikTok, their YouTube, their Instagrams, etc. Let's bring them to the White House. Let's give them a brochure that's going to have they're going to have first access to this. They all go there. They get these great brochures. They go outside. They get their pictures taken. We have the Epstein files, blah, 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 blah. What do they open up? A nothing burger, because everything that was in it had already been released. There was really nothing new in there whatsoever. That's transparency there, right there. I would agree with that. Also around that time, maybe even before that time, they knew that this was going to be coming up. What did they do? They pulled 1,000 FBI agents. So we are talking about professional people who are involved in very serious things. Let's say that some of them may have been involved in other sexual sex trafficking rings, or human trafficking, or business fraud, bank robberies, murder, etc. They were pulled from those files specifically to note any time that Trump is mentioned in the Epstein files. And it is mentioned a lot. They said many, many times that had happened. Not transparency there, because they've hidden all that. And they're not releasing any of that. They're not letting anyone know anything about that. Or they've done, and it's going to continue to get worse. And let me use my glasses here for a few quick notes here. They delayed the swearing in of a congresswoman from Arizona, duly elected, 50 days. Why? So that she wouldn't sign on the discharge position, which would give 218 votes, which would guarantee that there would be an up or down vote on releasing the Epstein files. They held that back for 50 days because they didn't want it. Now, of course, their thinking is we're going to come up with some other crazy shit so that this isn't going to be an issue. But no, this issue has legs. No one wants to support and absolve a pedophile. So what else has happened since then? So they brought the social influencers in just a couple weeks ago, and hey, you remember they pulled on them in April. They said, here it is. There wasn't anything there. They pulled them in the last couple weeks. They said, hey, listen, hey, you MFers, don't you dare talk about the Epstein files. Don't you bring it up, or you will never have access to this White House again in any way, shape, or form. They threw the book at him. They said, don't do it. Guess what? I don't know how many of them have or have not, but at the same time, have we heard anything from Fox? Have we heard anything from OAN or any of those other TV ones? Well, they haven't said nothing about it. They're running from it. They're coming up with every other wild conspiracy theory that they can against the Democrats, except for bringing up that. And just last week, they brought in Lauren Boebert, a MAGA congresswoman from Colorado, who basically, let's just put it to you this way, has said that she's going to vote for the discharge position. They brought her in. They took her to the Situation Room. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Situation Room, that is the high security room in the White House, where the president brings all of the important people, the chief of staff, all other security people, to look at things that have grave national importance and to make decisions. Phones aren't allowed in there. So basically, they went in there, no phones in there. They went in there and hammered her probably. They threw the book at her. She came out, she was all nice and happy. Everything is good. She's still going to vote for the discharge position, or she said she was. But again, that's the extent that this administration will go to to protect someone who claims that the Epstein files is a hoax and he's not in them at all. Sorry, pretty rough day this morning. So, now Trump asked Pam Bondi to go after Democrats. Bill Clinton being one of them, the other ones are no-name people. Doesn't make any difference. Basically, it's a nothing burger. Every time Trump says something, it's basically a distraction from what he's really, really doing. But the one thing is, it might prevent the release of the Epstein files. Again, not trying to be transparent, not trying to be honest, not trying to let everything go out as it should go out. Now, today is Sunday, and basically the discharge position is going to be coming out on Tuesday. So figure them to come out with such incredible amount of, let's just say, discombobulated, crazy distractions out there to keep the Epstein files, to try and bring it down, bring other things to the forefront. You forget about the Epstein files, etc. No transparency there, no wanting to get at the truth, not willing to investigate. And remember, this is being held together because my sisters and brothers on the conservative sides are really, really advocating for this. They want the files to be released. Now, the other thing is, the distractions, whatever they be, Venezuela, whether it be ICE, whether it be Border Patrol, whether it be any other type of thing that they can come and think of. Remember, Trump is now saying that Epstein is a Democrat, blah, 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 blah. Again, distraction. But when the discharge position comes up, they're saying that as many as maybe 40 to 50 Republicans will vote for this. There could be possibly up to 100 Republicans who are going to vote for this. Why are they going to vote for this? Well, number one, Trump's a lame duck. And his lame duck status, because of his terrible handling of the economy and everything else, his numbers are in the tank. They know that they can't follow this guy anymore. They've got to break from him. They want to run in 2026. They want to run in 28, 30, 32, maybe for the next 20 years. They don't want the albatross around their neck every single time they give an interview. Why did you support and absolve a pedophile? Because they did not vote for the discharge petition. That will be around their necks. Now, as I said, his favorability, his position on almost every major issue of the day right now is in the tank. It's lower than it's ever been for him, lower than it was for Biden before Biden lost the election. So what I'm saying is that many of these people, they can run against Trump, and they'll probably be rewarded for it by running against him. They have to break away. They have to make a clean break. This is the sign that they will have a totally clean break from all of this. They will, the albatross will be off their back. So I'm basically saying unto my sisters and brothers, on the conservative side, we know, because you are the ones that are actually bringing it as to the forefront as anyone, that we do not want to protect. We do not want to absolve a pedophile. Bring the Epstein files out. Let the chips fall where they may. If there are Democrats involved, that's fine. We have said that. Democrats have said that all along. And let me see if there's anything else here. The last thing I want to say is that we need to bring this out. Let's aggressively go and stand up for the victims, and let those who need to be prosecuted, that who are in the files, release the files, and go after anyone who has harmed young, innocent children. This should not go on anymore. We need to basically let this out for the victims. We need to protect the victims. Release the files now.